She cooked for him, cleaned for him, and stood by him when he had nothing. But one day, he chased her away for a side chick with long lashes and fake promises. He thought he was upgrading, but life had other plans. Now the woman he threw away is rising from the ashes, and is about to learn the hard way that not every quiet woman is weak. This is the story of Ella, the wife who refused to break. Get ready for love, betrayal, fire, and sweet, sweet revenge. In the city of Bright Town, there lived a woman named Ella. She was tall, brown-skinned, and always wore her hair in a neat bun. She had one child, a sweet little boy named Junior. Her husband's name was Dave. Ella loved Dave more than anything. She cooked, cleaned, took care of Junior, and even helped Dave when he had no money. Every morning, Ella woke up at 5 o'clock. She made hot rice and fried eggs. She packed Dave's lunch in a blue cooler. She dressed Junior for school, kissed him on the head, and held his hand as they walked to the bus stop. When she came back home, she washed the dishes, mopped the floor, and folded all the clothes. She sold hair cream on the street to make money. She did everything, but Dave, he didn't smile, he didn't say thank you. He only looked at his phone and nodded. At night, he would say, "Why is this too watery?" Or, "Why is this house always hot?" He never helped, never praised her. Sometimes, he would leave the house without saying where he was going. Ella didn't complain. She just said, "God is watching." But deep inside her chest, her heart felt tired. One day, something strange started happening. Dave began to smell different. His shirts had lipstick on the collar. His phone rang, and he walked outside to answer it. Ella asked softly, "Dave, is everything okay?" Dave snapped, "Stop asking me foolish questions. I'm not a boy." Junior heard it and ran to hug his mom. She didn't cry, she just hugged her son and smiled weakly. That night, when Dave was sleeping, his phone buzzed. Ella didn't want to look, but something told her to check. She opened the phone slowly. There it was. "Baby, I miss your touch. Your wife can never be like me. When are you sending her away?" Ella dropped the phone. Her hands were shaking. Her heart beat like a loud drum. She looked at Dave. He was snoring. The same man she cooked for. The same man she suffered with. The same man who once promised, "You and I forever." Ella looked at the ceiling. Tears rolled down her cheeks, but she made no sound. Only one word left her lips: "Why?" Suddenly, Dave woke up. He saw the phone in her hand. He jumped up. "What are you doing with my phone? Are you spying on me?" Ella said nothing. He pushed her hand away. He shouted, "You don't respect me. You're nothing but a housemaid." Junior woke up crying. He ran to hug his mother. Dave pointed at the door. "Start packing tomorrow. You and your boy must leave." Ella held her son tightly. She said nothing, but in her heart, she knew this was only the beginning. The next morning, the sun came up quietly, but in Ella's heart, it felt like a storm. She had not slept. Her eyes were red. Her hands were shaking. Junior was still sleeping. He had cried so much the night before. Now, he held his teddy bear tight, like he was scared of losing something big. Ella sat on the bed and looked around the room. This was the same room where she used to sing love songs with Dave, the same room where Junior had taken his first steps. Now, she was told to leave it all. She got up slowly. She went to the kitchen. She cooked breakfast, just bread and tea. She didn't eat. She just stared. Dave came out of the bathroom in his towel, smiling like nothing had happened. Ella looked at him. He looked back coldly. "Pack your things before 12 noon. My friend is coming over," he said. Ella didn't ask who. She already knew it was her, the woman from the text message, the woman with red lips and long hair, the woman who called Ella boring and too local. Dave drank his tea fast, then he picked his car keys and left the house. Ella went to Junior's room. "Baby," she said gently. He opened his eyes. "Mama, is Daddy still angry?" Ella kissed his forehead. "No, baby. We're just going to visit a new place for now." Junior smiled a little. He didn't know what was really happening. By 10 a.m., Ella had packed everything she owned into 2 black nylon bags, one for clothes, one for cooking items. She carried Junior on her back and held the bags in both hands. She took one last look at the house, the curtains she washed, the chairs she cleaned, the TV she saved to buy. It was all still there. But she was not welcome anymore. Just as she opened the gate to leave, a car pulled up. It was a shiny red car. Out stepped a woman in a yellow dress and heels higher than Ella had ever seen. Her name was Trish, the side chick. She looked at Ella with a smirk. "So this is the wife?" Not surprised. Ella looked at her and said nothing. "Don't forget your broom," Trish added with a fake laugh. Ella walked away slowly. Junior looked back at the house. "Are we coming back, Mama?" Ella didn't answer. She just kept walking. But as she turned the corner, something strange happened. A woman stopped her. It was Mrs. Ao, her former secondary school teacher. "Ella, is that you? What happened?" Ella tried to smile. "It's nothing, Ma." Mrs. Ao looked at her closely. "No, this is not right. Come with me." Ella didn't argue. She followed her. She had no home, no money, only Junior and 2 black bags. But something told her God was not done with her story yet. 3 days after Ella left, Trish had fully moved into the house. She brought in big bags, one for wigs, one for perfumes, and 2 full of makeup. She changed the curtains. She changed the bed sheets. She sprayed too much air freshener. The whole house smelled like oranges and pepper. Dave sat on the couch and smiled. "This is the good life," he said, arms behind his head. Trish walked out of the bathroom wearing silk and red lipstick. She pouted and said, "Babe, I want to eat something special. I'm tired of noodles." Dave stood up quickly. "What do you want to eat, my queen?" She smiled like a cat. "Pepper chicken. Fried rice. Big prawns. Maybe pizza too." Dave laughed. "No problem." He picked his phone and ordered everything online. He used money from Ella's old market savings, money she left behind in a small box. That night, Trish scrolled through her phone for hours. She laughed loudly at TikTok videos. She danced on the bed while chewing gum. Dave tried to sleep. "Can you lower the volume?" he asked. She rolled her eyes. "This is my house too now," she said. Dave frowned. He missed how Ella used to hum soft songs while folding clothes. He missed how she whispered bedtime stories to Junior. He missed silence, but he shook the thought away. "I made my choice. I'll enjoy it." A week later, things started changing. Trish began waking up late, very late. She never cooked, never cleaned. She ordered food all the time and told Dave to pay like a man. She left dirty plates everywhere. Her wigs were on the table. Her shoes were on the chair. The house looked like a storm had passed through. One morning, Dave asked, "Can you at least boil water?" Trish looked at him like he was mad. "Boil what? Am I your maid?" Then she added, "Where's the money for my hair? I need a new look." Dave blinked. But I gave you 20K yesterday. She smacked her lips. That was for snacks. Dave sat down, his head spinning. That night, he checked his bank app. 4,122 Nigerian Nairas. That was all he had left. He picked his phone to call a friend. No airtime. He looked outside. His car tires had been removed. 4 of them. Gone. He rushed out in panic. The gate man said, "Oga, Madam's brothers came and took them this morning." "Who gave them permission?" "They said you approved it." Madam nodded. Dave ran back inside. Trish was lying on the couch painting her nails. "Did you send people to remove my tires?" She didn't even look up. "They're not your tires." "They are our tires." "I needed money." Dave felt the walls closing in. He shouted, "You are mad." Trish stood up slowly. "What did you say to me?" "I said you're mad." She picked her purse, grabbed her phone, and said, "You're broke, you're rude, and you're boring." Then she walked out. Just like that, Dave stood frozen. His house was quiet. Too quiet, but not the nice kind. It was the kind that made his chest feel empty. He looked at the dishes, the messy floor, the cold rice she left behind. Suddenly, he whispered, "What have I done?" 1 week after Trish left, Dave's house was a mess. The sink was full of dirty plates. The kitchen smelled bad. The curtains were stained. His living room had ants marching across old pizza boxes. Dave sat on the floor, no light. No fuel. His phone battery was dead. He hadn't bathed in 2 days. He looked around. "This is my life now," he whispered. The man who once chased his wife away was now alone. Hungry. Broke. The next day, he put on an old shirt and dusty slippers and walked to the street. He looked like a shadow of himself. His old friends crossed the road when they saw him. They had heard what happened. The whole neighborhood was talking. Trish used him like chewing gum. They laughed. He chased gold and picked pepper. Dave couldn't bear the shame. He turned down another street and kept walking. Then he stopped. Across the road was a small shop painted yellow. It had a big umbrella, 2 benches, and a table with beauty creams, soaps, and small wigs. Standing behind the table was Ella. She was wearing a blue dress and had tied her hair in a red scarf. She looked different, not weak, not broken, but calm, peaceful, even happy. Little Junior was helping her arrange soaps in a basket. Dave's heart jumped. He stood behind a parked car and watched. Ella was smiling. A customer came to buy body lotion. She said, "God bless you, Ma." "Come again, oh." Another woman came with a crying baby. Ella gave her a free sachet of baby powder. Dave wanted to run over, to drop on his knees, to beg, but he couldn't move. He remembered how he had shouted at her, how he pushed her, how he threw her out like trash. How could he now face her like this? Just then, Junior looked across the road. He saw Dave. "Daddy." He shouted. Ella turned. Their eyes met. Everything went still. She did not smile. She did not frown. She just looked. Dave walked slowly toward them. "Hi," he said. Voice shaking. Ella nodded. "I was just passing." He lied. Ella looked him up and down. His shirt was torn. His eyes were tired. He looked like a man who had fallen from the sky. "I see," she said. I wanted to see Junior." She turned to her son. "Junior, go and buy bread from that woman there." Junior ran off happily. Now it was just the 2 of them. Dave swallowed hard. "I messed up," he said. Ella looked at him and nodded. "You did." "I'm sorry." She was quiet for a long time. Then she said, "Why now?" Dave's voice cracked. She used me. She stole from me. She left. Ella blinked, but I gave you everything. And you threw me away. I know. I was blind. Ella picked up a small cream and placed it in her basket. You're not the only one who has changed, she said. Dave looked at her, confused. She smiled slightly. I don't cry at night anymore. I don't wait for someone to choose me. I chose myself. Just then, Junior returned with the bread. Daddy, are you coming home with us? Dave bent down. He hugged his son tightly. He didn't answer. Ella placed a hand on Junior's shoulder. Let's go, baby. Dave stood up and watched them walk away. He didn't follow, not yet, because now he knew he would have to earn his way back. If that door ever opened again. Days passed, then a week, then two. Dave couldn't stop thinking about Ella. He kept remembering her calm face, her strong voice, and the way she said, I chose myself. He wanted to go back and beg again, but something held him back. Fear. What if she said no? What if she had truly moved on? One afternoon, Dave decided he would try. He shaved, he ironed his cleanest shirt. He even bought a small gift, a box of biscuits for Junior and a pack of golden earrings for Ella. He practiced what to say in front of the mirror. Ella, I was blind. I now see. I want to make things right. He held his breath, picked up the gifts, and walked to her shop, but when he got close, something stopped him. He saw a man, tall, well-dressed, nice smile. The man was standing beside Ella's table, laughing and talking. Junior was on the man's back, shouting, Go faster, Uncle Sam. Ella was laughing, not the small laugh she gave customers, but the full, happy laugh she used to give Dave. Before Dave's hand began to shake, he hid behind a tree and watched. The man, whose name was Sam, handed Ella a small envelope. She opened it and gasped, Oh my God, this is too much, she said. Sam replied, It's for your new shop. You said you wanted to rent a bigger place. Ella looked surprised, but I didn't ask you for anything. Sam smiled, You didn't have to. Dave stood still, his heart breaking. The same woman he once pushed aside, now had a man who saw her worth. He turned to walk away, but his shoe hit a stone. Crack. Ella turned. Their eyes met again. This time, she didn't hide her surprise. Dave. Sam looked at him too. Junior waved, Daddy. See Uncle Sam. Dave waved weakly, holding his small gift bag like it was a heavy stone. Ella walked over slowly. What are you doing here? She asked. I came to say hi, Dave said. His voice sounded small. Ella nodded. She saw the gift bag. She didn't stretch her hand to take it. Instead, she said, Meet Sam. He's been helping us. Dave looked at Sam. Sam smiled and shook his hand firmly. Nice to finally meet you. Dave tried to smile, but his teeth felt stiff. Ella turned to Sam. Can you take Junior home for me? I need a moment. Sam nodded and took Junior's hand. Now it was just Ella and Dave again. I see you're doing well, Dave said quietly. I'm not rich yet, Ella replied, but I have peace. There was a silence. Dave gave her the earrings and biscuits. For Junior. And for you. If you still want it. Ella looked at the items. I don't need earrings, she said. I needed respect. Dave nodded. I'm learning. Bit by bit. I now cook for myself. I wash my own clothes. Ella looked at him deeply. I'm happy to hear that. Dave took a deep breath. Do I still have a chance? Ella looked down. Then up again, maybe. But you'll have to be patient. I'm not the same woman you left. I won't beg for love. I won't shrink to fit into your old world. Dave nodded. I'll wait. Even if it takes forever. Ella looked into his eyes for a long time, then she whispered, we'll see. From that day, Dave changed. For the first time in his life, he wanted to be better, not just for Ella, but for himself too. He started waking up early. He took a job at a car wash near the bus stop. The pay was small, but he cleaned cars like they were made of gold. He also started cooking at home. No more takeout, no more waiting for someone else to clean up after him. Each day, he passed by Ella's shop. Sometimes he waved, sometimes he just smiled, sometimes she smiled back. One Saturday, he saw Junior playing alone near the gutter. The ball had rolled into the road. Cars were passing fast. Junior was about to chase the ball. Stop! Dave shouted. He ran and grabbed Junior just in time. The ball rolled under a bus, but Junior was safe in his father's arms. Ella came running. Junior, what were you thinking? She turned to Dave. He was out of breath. Thank you, she said, softly. Junior held Dave's hand tightly. I want to come to Daddy's house again. Ella looked unsure. Maybe sometime, she said. The next week, Dave cleaned up the house. He painted the walls white. He fixed the broken kitchen window. He washed all the plates. He even planted flowers in front of the gate. His friend, Musa, came by and said, "Now who they come visit where you dey decorate like wedding?" Dave smiled. No visitor. Just trying to respect myself again. Meanwhile, Ella was thinking deeply. Sam had been nothing but kind. He helped her with her shop. He bought books for Junior. He never raised his voice, but he was moving fast. He had started talking about marriage. One evening, he said, I want to be the man in your life. I want us to build together. Ella froze. She wasn't ready to say yes, not yet. Something inside her wasn't sure. She needed time. That night, Ella sat on her small balcony, thinking. She looked at a picture of her, Dave, and baby Junior from 5 years ago, back when things were simple, back when love was easy. Now things were not simple, and love came with scars. Her phone buzzed. It was a message from Dave. I know I hurt you. I know I threw you away. But if I could go back, I would change it all. I don't deserve a second chance, but I'm working hard to be someone my son, and maybe you, can be proud of. No pressure. Just wanted you to know. Ella read the message 3 times. Then she closed her eyes. The wind blew softly. Junior was asleep inside, and in her heart. A quiet war was going on. 2 men, one who broke her, one who helped her heal. She had the power to choose now, but the real question was, would she choose love or peace? A new week began in Bright Town, but for Ella, it felt different. Something heavy was on her chest. Her heart beat fast every time her phone rang, because she knew, soon, she would have to choose. Dave was still trying. He helped the old woman near the mosque fix her leaking roof. He washed people's cars in the hot sun. He never begged Ella for love. He just showed respect. Sam, on the other hand, was still waiting. He brought her fresh food every other day. He picked Junior up from school sometimes. He even helped repaint the new shop she rented. But the more Sam showed love, the more Ella asked herself, is this real love? Or just help with a sweet face? One Friday afternoon, both men showed up at the same time. It was a surprise. Sam came first. He wore a nice shirt and had a gift bag. He said, Ella, I want you to meet my sister. She's in town. Before Ella could reply, Dave walked up slowly. He held a notebook and some toys for Junior. He paused when he saw Sam. Sam looked him up and down. Oh. You're here again. Dave didn't react. I came to see my son. That's all. Ella sighed. The two men stared at each other. Then, Sam said, why are we dancing around this? Ella, it's time to choose. Dave stepped back. She doesn't have to answer you today. I'm not rushing her, Sam replied. I just don't want to waste time. Ella looked at both of them. Her hands began to sweat. She felt like the ground would open. She turned and walked into the shop. They followed. Junior was drawing with crayons inside. He looked up and smiled. Mommy, Daddy, and Uncle Sam. All three stood still. Ella bent down and hugged her son. Then she stood up and said, I love both of you. In different ways. But I don't belong to both of you. I belong to myself first. Sam nodded slowly. He looked disappointed but calm. Dave looked at the floor. Ella continued, Sam, thank you for being kind, gentle, and patient. But I need more time. I'm not ready for marriage. Not now. Sam sighed. I understand. You're strong, Ella. That's why I liked you in the first place. He turned, shook Dave's hand, and left. Ella turned to Dave. You, she said softly, you hurt me in ways I can't forget. Dave's eyes were wet. But I see your change. It's slow, but real. I'm proud of you. Dave nodded. Thank you. But don't wait for me, she added. Dave looked surprised. Don't wait. Ella smiled. Grow. For yourself. Not for me. Let's raise Junior well. As friends. For now. Dave smiled. Sadly, anything you want. I'll be here. Ella nodded. Junior ran to hug them both. They stood there, three hearts learning how to heal, not with rings, not with flowers, but with truth, respect. And time, 2 months passed. The days in Bright Town were peaceful again. Ella's new shop was doing well. She had more customers. She even hired a small girl, Amora, to help sweep and pack items every morning. Junior hugged her before school and said, Mommy, today will be a good day. And most times. It was. Dave was also doing better. He saved money from his car wash job. He started a small side business, selling tire repair kits from a wooden kiosk. He wore clean clothes. He greeted people with respect. He read books at night and helped Junior with homework on weekends. Sometimes, Ella would join them for ice cream on Sundays. They were not lovers. They were not enemies. They were something in between, peaceful co-parents. But peace doesn't last forever. One quiet Thursday afternoon, Ella was sitting in front of her shop when a black car stopped nearby. She didn't think much of it. Until the door opened, and Trish stepped out. Yes, that Trish, the same woman who wrecked her home. Ella's mouth fell open. Trish wore high heels, a red dress, and sunglasses. She walked toward the shop like she owned the street. Ella, she said with a fake smile, long time. Ella didn't reply. Trish removed her glasses. I came to say thank you, she said. Ella blinked. For what? For leaving Dave. He was mine after that. I enjoyed him while he lasted. Ella stayed calm, then Trish added, but guess what? I'm back. And I want him again. Ella almost laughed, but she didn't. Back. she asked. After you stole from him, lied to him, left him in the dirt. Trish shrugged. People forgive. Especially men. Ella folded her arms. Try it. But he's not the same man you played with. Trish smirked. Sweetie, once a fool, always a fool. She turned and walked away, hips swaying like trouble. Ella stood there for a long time. Something about Trish's words felt dangerous. That evening, Dave stopped by to drop off Junior's new school shoes. Ella was still quiet. Dave noticed. Everything okay? She looked him in the eye. Trish came to the shop today. Dave froze. Trish. She says she wants you back. Dave's face turned dark. That woman nearly ruined my life. She stole from me. Lied about you. Used me. I will never go back. Ella believed him, but still, a strange fear crept into her chest. Trish was not just a problem, she was a storm in high heels. The next morning, someone threw paint on Ella's shop door, red paint. A note was stuck to the gate. You stole my man. I always finish what I start. Ella's heart dropped. The past was not done, and the storm was just getting started. Ella woke up early. She swept the compound. She boiled water for tea, but her heart was not calm. She kept thinking about the red paint on her shop, the angry note, and Trish's wicked smile. Junior came out, rubbing his eyes. Mommy, are we going to the shop today? Ella looked at him and smiled. Yes, baby. But first, let's pray. They held hands and prayed quietly. At 9 a.m., Ella and Junior arrived at the shop. People were gathered outside. They were pointing, whispering. Ella pushed through the crowd and froze. Her shop was burnt, not a small fire. Everything gone. The shelves were black. The wigs had melted. The soap was ash. The new signboard was on the ground, half burned. Junior gasped. Mommy. What happened? Ella's knees went weak. She sat on the floor, hands on her head. This can't be happening. Suddenly, a woman shouted, I saw someone around here last night. Who? Another voice asked. I think it was a woman. High heels. And long hair. Ella didn't speak. She knew. Trish, the fire chief arrived. He said the fire started from the back. Someone poured petrol through the fence. It was not an accident. That evening, Dave came running. He had heard. He saw Ella sitting on a bench beside the burnt shop. She was quiet, too quiet. Dave sat beside her. I'm so sorry, he said. She shook her head slowly. I worked so hard for this. Dave was shaking with anger. I swear, if she did this, she did, Ella said, her voice like a whisper. She warned me. She left a note. Dave stood up. We're going to the police. But Ella placed a hand on his arm. No, Dave turned. Why not? Because I have a better plan. She stood up. Let's not waste time chasing her. Let's rebuild. Dave looked confused. With what? Ella looked him in the eyes. With faith. With our hands. With the truth. 2 days later, Ella made a video with her phone. She stood in front of her burnt shop and spoke. My name is Ella. I am a mother, a small business owner, and a woman who refuses to give up. Someone burnt my shop to hurt me. But they didn't burn my courage. I will rebuild. And I need your help. She posted it on social media. At first, only a few people watched. Then a popular blogger shared it, then another. Soon, it went viral. Donations started coming in, 500 Nigerian Nairas, 2,000 Nigerian Nairas, 10,000 Nigerian nairas. Women sent voice notes saying, "You speak for all of us." A businesswoman in Abuja called and said, "I'm sending you goods free of charge." A pastor from Port Harcourt sent 100,000 Nigerian nairas. Ella cried with joy, and guess what? The police called her. They found a CCTV video from a nearby bank. It showed Trish pouring something near the shop gate. She was arrested the next morning. The news spread fast. Everyone in Bright Town said the same thing: Ella is fireproof. 2 months after the fire, Bright Town looked different. So did Ella. Her new shop stood proudly beside the old one, bigger, stronger, brighter. The walls were painted yellow and white. Her new sign read, "Ella's Corner, Beauty and Courage." Inside, shelves were full again: hair creams, wigs, soaps, oils. Even snacks for kids. Junior had a special corner to do his homework. Amora, her helper, wore a branded apron and greeted customers with a big smile. Ella stood behind the counter in a clean dress and gold earrings. She didn't just look like a businesswoman, she looked like a queen. One evening, as the sun turned orange, Dave walked into the shop. He was holding a white envelope and a bottle of cold water. Ella looked up and smiled. "Good evening," she said. "Evening," Dave replied, smiling too. He handed her the envelope. She opened it slowly. Inside was a paper with a bold title: "New business name registration, Ella's Corner, official." She gasped, "You did this?" Dave nodded. "I stood in line for hours. Filled the forms. Paid the fee. I wanted your name to be protected. Forever." Ella held the paper to her chest. "Thank you." "You don't owe me," Dave said. "I owe you. For every second I made you feel small." There was a quiet moment between them. Then Ella asked, "Are you okay?" Dave smiled. "I'm fine. I've started saving for a small car. Junior wants us to go for Sunday drives." Ella laughed. "Sounds like fun." Just then, Junior ran in, holding his school report card. "Mommy. Daddy. I got first in class." They both hugged him tightly. "You're a star." Ella said, "That's my boy," Dave added. They stood together, arms around each other, proud. Later that night, Ella sat on her balcony under the stars. Her phone buzzed. It was a message from Sam. "Hope you're okay. I'm working in Ghana now. Still cheering for you. Always." She smiled, typed, "Thank you. Wishing you peace and love too." She put the phone down. No drama, no pain, just peace. In her heart, Ella had made a final choice, not between Dave and Sam, but between being needed and being valued. She chose herself, and because she chose herself, love found its way back naturally, slow, kind, real. The next morning, a customer asked her, "Madam, how did you do it? You were thrown out, burned down. And now look at you." Ella smiled, her eyes soft. She said 3 words: "I didn't break." Ella didn't scream. She didn't fight. She didn't curse. She simply walked away and rebuilt her life with grace, strength, and fire. Let this be a lesson to every man who takes a good woman for granted, and to every woman: never forget your worth, because when a diamond is thrown in the mud, it still shines. Thank you for watching this story. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, and share with someone who needs to hear this, and please subscribe to our channel, Tale by Night, where real lessons live in every tale. Until next time, remember, the quiet ones often carry the loudest strength.